Albeit Weatherman here. It's gonna be a fast video, but there's some breaking news going on. I'm pretty sure you can figure out what it's gonna be. There's been a lot of buzz going on lately around the tropics, and of course now we have our system over towards the Bahamas. It's a subtropical storm Nicole. This is the 5 a.m. advisory right now. We are sitting at a 45 mile per hour storm with a central pressure of 1,004 millibars and movement to the north-northwest at 14 miles an hour. Also, we're still looking at this system, although this environment is not the most favorable for development. However, a short-lived tropical storm is possible. Next name on that list would be Owen, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that. But the only one out of the two that has a real threat to land is Nicole, and there's a pretty high confidence that we could be looking at a landfall in Florida. So let's go ahead and jump into what the satellite looks like. Definitely not a super organized system. There is a full-blown circulation, and there are clouds on all four sides of the system. And there's a central area of low pressure, but beyond that, it's really not that impressive right now. It's not expected to become a hurricane from what I can see right now. It definitely looks like there's some wind shear issues, especially towards the north and north and west parts of the storm here. So we'll just have to keep an eye and see how things progress with that. But I'm not very convinced right now as to whether or not this thing really becomes anything of greater significance. But here are some of the spaghetti models right now with Nicole. A lot of them are pointing towards Florida, just north of Miami. I do think this is only going to be a tropical storm though, so that's nothing new for a lot of you guys. Just if you're in a low-lying area, just be on the lookout for heavy rain in particular. Can't rule out some tropical tornadoes, but beyond that, I really don't expect too much out of it right now. Let's hope those aren't famous last words. Here is the National Oceanic Association having their storm track right here. We do expect this to eventually become fully tropical. The northern Bahamas could be affected by this, but as of right now, there's no real chance of a hurricane right now. We do have tropical storm warnings for the northern Bahamas, or watches, probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. I would expect some tropical storm watches to be issued for areas around Miami, Orlando, etc. And we'll just kind of go from there. Let's go ahead and quickly look at the spaghetti models, and then we're going to look at the operational runs. No real changes from the last time I looked at it, as far as if I'm being truthful, so to speak. But we'll just kind of watch. But we're going to, of course, make sure we're covering all our ends here, so that way we can keep people warned here, because that's what this channel is really for at the end of the day. Of course, we know the spaghetti models. We do have a few we know the spaghetti models for the path anyway, but we do have a few spaghetti models here that are pushing towards category 1 here. I do think it could possibly briefly maybe make it to category 1. Probably just before landfall, if anything, but that's about as far as I think it could go. I think there's not a very high ceiling. This storm's moving at a pretty decent pace, so it's not going to have that same kind of time to strengthen, unlike Ian did. Not to mention, it was in a more favorable environment than what Nicole is right now. So onward we go to the operational runs. We're going to start out with the Euro. We're already going to do a full run through the Euro. As we all know, that pretty much right now, if these models are in conjunction with one another, track isn't going to be too much of a thing. We already know the deal here. So it looks like eastern Florida takes an impact, tries to slip back out into the Gulf according to the Euro, and then this is where things start to get a little different. I'm going to try to show the date here. It's towards the 11th. This is the end of the week. This goes through the southeast, and it kind of lingers a little bit more inland with the Euro as of right now. So it could cause a lot of rain for the coast, for the northeast coast, excuse me. And then on the backside of this, maybe towards the Great Lakes, we might have some snowstorm. Might have a little bit of a lake effect snow, excuse me, as this low pressure pops in behind it and brings in an Arctic blast towards the middle of the month. And then when we look at the GFS, here's where things start to get interesting. I forgot to reset it, but here we are right here. Here's Nicole, and here comes our next big storm system. It's cold core. We'll move this through the northern Bahamas here. GFS, of course, tends to always have these storms a little bit stronger than the Euro. I don't really think it's going to get that strong, but I also want you to take notice of the fact that it takes a little bit more of a push out into the Gulf too. And man, this looks like a blizzard right here. Wow. It's my first look at the models because I literally woke up maybe about 30 minutes ago. So running this along here, this looks like it tries to go out further to sea, and this also will result in less moisture for the Great Lakes. So the lake effect snow machine might not be as impressive, so to speak. There will be less moisture for the interior northeast as well. But that's pretty much all we got going with that right now. Well, that's it for the video. If you like what I did here, definitely drop me a like. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are with Nicole, what's going to happen with it. And subscribe if you haven't already. Again, goal is 100 subs at least by the end of the year, if not more. But I'll see you guys in the next one tonight. This has been Tyler Metalhead Weatherman. I will see you later. Have a good day.